Okay, we're pulling people out of order.
Honored to speak. I'll just to inform you that Maddox Robert refused.
Okay, thank you. Fixed. Yep, nope, it was, then it's. Okay, now. No, for a minute, they were all three, okay. Now just the two of them, okay. Now they're all three small. This one's still small, but. Oh, now they're good. Don't touch it again. Don't touch it again. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Christopher Whitecotton.
Mr. Whitecott. Citation here
Yes, ma'am.
from February the 2nd, charging you with theft and obstruction. Alleged to have occurred somewhere in the vicinity of Colburn, Valencia. It looks like you had a Superior Court hearing today.
No, I'm not sure. I was in court earlier. Yeah, we were in Superior Court. I was down there all day. We're all day. Something happened here or something to that effect. We were there all day. So
So you didn't go to Superior Court today?
yeah, I did.
Okay, and what happened when you went there today?
I was just they gave me a new lawyer.
Okay. Do you remember when your next hearing is?
I think it's next week sometime. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sick, so they've got me on a lot of medication and stuff, and I'm detoxing as well. So
Okay.
I have pretty bad severe infection in my leg that I didn't know about, and they found that out. And so they got me on a lot of medication for that too. So I'm not in a good way right now.
All right, we'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges.
Okay.
I'm going to release you on these charges and set a non-transport review for March the 21st at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
If you're out of custody, your court date should be March the 17th at 2, or if you don't make that one, show up on March 21st at 9 in city court. But
Yes, ma'am.
you don't have contact with the victims, you don't go back to the incident location, and comply with your treatment.
So
Right? Thank you, Mr. Whitecott.
you.
Walton.
Okay. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Mr. Richard Wassi?
Mr. Watson. I have an interim complaint here charging with possession of dangerous drug and possession of narcotics alleged to have occurred yesterday. We'll appoint legal defender's office to represent you on these charges.
Thank you.
And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Given the state's recommendation, Your Honor,
Two states recognition.
that she be released to preach.
Mr. Wasson,
Yes, ma'am.
are you connected with any treatment agencies?
With CBI. I go there every Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay. All right, you appear to be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS.
Okay.
What that does. Hold on. Having some computer issues here that I need to resolve. All right. What that does is it requires you to participate in a treatment program that's designed for you,
Okay.
successfully complete the program, then the charges would be dismissed without you being formally charged. So did you want to participate in that program?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel willing to waive time for preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're going to be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment under their supervision, including no alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to continue your treatment with CBI. Your next court hearing is going to be a week from today. That's Thursday, the 20th at 9 o'clock in the morning in Pima County Superior Court.
I have, I'll be at Washington to talk to CBI. I have class that day.
Yeah, talk to CB.
Talk to CBI. I'm sure they'll excuse you because this is some place you
Okay.
need to be. And you can also talk to
Okay.
your attorney, of course.
Okay.
Your preliminary hearing date right now is set for March 31st at 1:30. Make sure you stay in touch with your,
What did you say?
yes. And if you need any assistance getting out of the, once you get out of the jail, there's a transition center right outside. There's a blue line that directs you there. And they can
Okay.
help,
What does that help you?
they
What do
can,
they help you with?
you know, getting someplace or perhaps with housing or
Oh. Okay.
they want a number of things. But they're at least a
Okay.
first step. Okay? All right. Thank you, Mr. Watson.
I'll
Thank
preach out first thing in the morning and call your attorney. Was today, Thursday, probably Monday.
That's her name.
Nope, that's the office we open. That's the phone number for the office. So I'll preach out first thing tomorrow. Call your attorney on Monday.
Thank you.
It's the jail again. Just to inform you that Lupita Stevens, he's in quarantine and will be cleared on Monday.
Okay, thank you.
Anton.
Yes.
Good evening. I'm Judge Tate, and you, sir, are
Stuart Anton.
Mr. Anton. I have an indication of a warrant here for you. Uh, Out of South Tucson for theft. And you were released on your other charges, correct?
Yes.
All right, your next court date in the South Tucson City Court is going to be February the 25th at 10 a.m. You understand you need to appear at that time.
Yes.
Meantime, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with alleged victims, and you don't go back to the incident location. Do you understand that? You need to comply with the conditions of release in all of your other cases as well. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Anton. Yeah, this is the one that he said he's still in quarantine. So it's still open to the rooms. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Daniel Brock. Hi, Your Honor.
Mr. Brock. I've got quite a stack of files here for you. So. First of all, at Justice Court, I have charges here convicting you of criminal trespass alleged to have occurred earlier this morning.
I'll get some good fortune. Very in court. That's not. Find that yourself. Not anything. We just have to decide. He said I was starting to fall. He goes follow up.
I'm going to appoint Anna Dennis to represent you on these charges.
That's like.
Hold you on a $250 bond. You're not to return to the incident location. No alcohol or drugs. You need to comply with your treatment. Your next court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on this file only. And I have a number of files here for you out of Tucson City Court. I have charges from January the 31st. Charging you with shoplifting and criminal trespass. And additional charges from October the 11th for shoplifting and failing to appear in court. Again, we'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Next court date's going to be February the 20th. That's a week from today at 1:45 in the afternoon. And your bond is $250. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go to any quick trips. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I have, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files out of Tucson City Court. Looks like they're petitions to revoke. Your last court hearing was October 23rd. And you didn't appear. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Fully. Fully. Oh.
And then under that.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Hi.
What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Oh,
Dante.
Now, is Dante your first name or your last name?
First name.
And what's your last name?
Cindy, Cindy, Wegman, Wegman.
So your name is Cindy Wegman?
Dante Cindy Wegman.
And what's your date of birth?
100394.
October 3rd?
Yes.
So you're not Kimberly Scully.
No.
Has she been here before? How many times? Is it the first?
No.
Just maybe the one that we have right now.
No, the front desk came that one because she said she was tired of going through names and I could take it up in court.
Honor, it's the jail. We have her under Scully Kimberly. The name she's giving you, she's been using that as her alias.
No, I haven't. I know my fucking name. I have papers. They took fingerprints on me. No, she's saying my name's a fucking alias because she wants to book it out of the country with all my fucking money.
All right.
White couture nails or whatever the fuck she wants to do. She's pulling contrary of coutures.
I'm going to appoint Jill Gookin to represent you on these charges. Set a bond of $250. Your court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You're not to return to the incident location. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Thank you. Ms. Wegman.
Thank you.
I prefer- So that the next judge has a.
Oh.
Some people don't. Yeah, Mr. Padilla. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are?
I am Jesus Padilla.
Your next court date on these matters is going to be February the 19th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Bond is $750. No
Okay.
alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with Vanessa, Citlali, or Genesis. You don't go near their residence or workplace. Do you understand that?
Yes.
We can go back to the residence once with a law enforcement officer to get your personal
Okay.
belongings.
Okay, so one question. I had to pay the $750 so I could get released.
And your court date in or out of custody is February the 19th at 1:30.
Okay, so if I pay the $750, I get released today?
Whenever you do it, but you don't go back to their residence. You need to contact pretrial services. as soon
But
as you
that's my okay, sorry. That's my residence.
Do Vanessa and Genesis live there?
Yes, but it's under my mom's name.
For now, you don't go back there. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
As long as they're living.
Is there Vanessa Citali right there?
No, but they both spoke with pretrial services and Vanessa came to city court today to get an order of protection as well.
Okay, did she pay the bond?
I'm telling you what the bond is, okay?
I know, but she didn't pay it.
No, why would they pay your bond? They don't want
You-
contact with you. Do you
You
understand?
know,
No, you
Oh.
don't have contact with them. Do you understand that?
yes, but she said she was gonna pay my bond when you know what I mean?
No, that's not my understanding. But you don't contact them. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Padilla.
Thank you.
But I did not hear that because I know I was gonna hear this tonight.
Honey.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Tommy Tao.
Mr. Towell. I have a citation here charging you with domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, 2 counts. Alleged to have occurred earlier today.
Patterson? You're right there. FYI. Sure.
Citation, which is, well, sometimes they've got a statement for that they can sign. And then occasionally, we'll have a form file for his pretrial, couldn't get a hold of. Form 4. Proving the case they do not want. Because there's a partner involved, it goes to domestic violence. And I prefer to write in victims' names. Makes it clear. Right, your next court date on these matters is going to be March the 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Conditions of release include no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, absolutely no contact with Rebecca or Ashton. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Won't go back to the residence except once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Am I allowed to get all of my stuff?
Your personal belongings.
Okay, perfect.
One trip. With the police, with the law enforcement officer.
So if I have a law enforcement officer with me, am I allowed to have a friend with the trailer so I can get more stuff than what I can just put in my truck?
Depends on how much time the law enforcement officer has to spend.
Perfect.
And you would call 311 to get a law enforcement officer. And it's likely to take a while.
311?
311, right, the non-emergency number.
Oh, okay. The reason I ask is because like my keys to my truck, my wallet, everything is at the house.
Right, those are personal belongings. And I'm noting call 311 to request help. So you
Okay.
have to remember that. All right, but March 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Tucson City.
So am I going to have a paper or something so I can write that down?
You will. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Can I borrow a pen or something so I could? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Oh.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are.
Larry Scott Patterson.
In your honor, we'll waive reading of the charges.
Okay. Mr. Patterson, we'll appoint the legal defender's office to represent you on these charges. Did either counsel wish to be heard further on condition?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we would ask that you release Mr. Patterson to pretrial services supervision. I understand from him that he does reside by himself. So he would be able to follow the court's order to not have contact with the alleged victim in this case. His only prior felony arrest was for a DUI, so given that, we would ask you release him to pretrial services supervision.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date is February 24th at 1:30. Bond is $2,500. If you post the bond, you'll be in the description of pretrial services, no alcohol or liquor drugs, no firearms or weapons. If you have any other firearms, they need to be surrendered to law enforcement upon your release. You're not to have any contact with Lisa Dean. You're not to go to her residence or workplace. No contact with any domestic animals. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I'd suggest you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney.
Okay. So $2,500 and I can go.
Yes.
I live by myself.
Well, that may be in dispute. I'm not sure.
You know, I know that. Yep, I know.
You really don't want to talk about it.
I would see the.
Moment.
Relavis.
Have a good day, ma'am.
And this is the next, this is the interpreting matter.
Right.
What is it? I enter the interpreter's office, Your Honor.
Right. Good evening. I'm Judge Sayed, and you, sir, are
Muy buenas noches, señor. Yo soy la juez. ¿Y usted cómo se llama?
José Ramón Galaví Fuentes. Buenas noches.
Ramón Galaviz Fuentes. Fontes.
Sí, Fuentes.
Fuentes.
Mr. Galavis Fuentes. I have a couple of things here for you.
Señor Galaviz Fuentes, tengo un par de cosas para usted.
Ok.
Okay.
I have an interim complaint charging you with possession of dangerous drugs.
Tengo una acusación que le está acusando de estar en posesión de drogas peligrosas,
Possession of narcotic drugs
posesión de narcóticos
and possession of paraphernalia.
y posesión de artículos de droga.
We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges.
Se va a nombrar la oficina del defensor público para representarlo a usted en cuanto a esos cargos.
And given the presence of the ICE hold, does either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Dado,
No, Your
el
Honor.
hecho de, dado que el hecho de que hay una orden de detención de ICE, el abogado fiscal o la abogada defensora quiere decir algo en cuanto a condiciones de libertad.
Your Honor, we would ask that the court impose a nominal bond for time credit.
Su señoría, nosotros estamos pidiendo que usted imponga una fianza pequeña para que pueda recibir crédito del tiempo que pasa en la cárcel.
It does appear that you may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS.
Parece Parece que usted reúne los requisitos para participar en un programa alternativo, un programa de diversion que se llama STEP.
Require you to participate in a treatment program for a short period of time.
Requiere que usted participe en un programa de tratamiento para un plazo corto.
And upon successful completion of that, these drug charges may be dismissed.
Y al terminar de forma exitosa el programa, el tratamiento, se pueden descartar, se pueden desestimar los cargos.
Didn't you want to explore that program?
Señor, usted quería explorar a matricularse en ese programa. Yes.
Yes.
Then we're going to set a step hearing for February 20th. That's a week from today at 9 a.m. in Pima County Superior Court. Your bond is $500.
Entonces, señor, lo que vamos a hacer es fijar una audiencia para el programa STEP el 20 de febrero a las 9 de la mañana. La fianza se va a fijar en $500.
Your bond is $500.
La fianza se queda en $500.
And if you post the bond and the ICE hold has been lifted,
Si usted paga la fianza y ya no existe una orden de detención de ICE,
then you would be released to pretrial services.
entonces ustedes lo dejarían en libertad bajo la supervisión de servicios previos a juicio.
However, if you post the bond while the ICE hold is in place, they will take custody of you.
Pero, señor, si usted paga la fianza mientras todavía hay una orden de detención de ICE, ellos van a arrestarlo a usted justo en ese momento que usted paga la fianza.
Uh-huh.
Ajá.
Conditions of release would also include no alcohol or illegal drugs,
Condiciones de libertad también incluirían nada de bebida alcohólica ni tampoco drogas ilegales.
and you don't go back to within 500 feet of this incident location. Do you understand that?
Y no puede regresar dentro de 500 pies del lugar donde el lugar de los hechos. ¿Entiende esto, señor?
Okay, sí.
Yes, okay.
I also have charges out of Tucson City Court for criminal trespass.
Tengo unos cargos que vienen del tribunal de la ciudad de Tucson, entrada ilícita.
We'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you on these.
Vamos a nombrar el abogado de la oficina del defensor público de la ciudad en cuanto a estos cargos.
Your next court date is going to be March the 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Próxima audiencia el 21 de marzo a las 9 de la mañana.
Your attorney will represent you as long as you're in custody. If you are out of custody, you need to appear on that date.
Y su abogado va a estar representándolo siempre y cuando está usted bajo detenido. Si usted está fuera de custodia en la fecha del 21 de marzo, usted necesita comparecer de su propia voluntad a esa fecha, a esa audiencia.
Thank you.
Gracias, señor. I'm sorry, the interpreter didn't understand that, Your Honor, if I may. Perdón, señor, ¿qué dijo?
Oh, he left. We were speaking. I'm sorry. I muted the microphone. And that was our only Spanish speaker.
Alejandro. It's easier.
That is, so the interpreter may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good night.
There's what? Okay.
Good evening, Your Honor. Louis Fidel here, appearing for Mr. Corrales.
All right, Mr. Corrales, I have an imminent complaint charging you with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, alleged to have occurred on or about the 26th of January. Mr. Fidel has filed a notice of appearance. Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
No, Your Honor. I would ask for release on own recognizance or at most pretrial services, Judge. I can go through a number of factors if the court's inclined, but I guess I'll wait to hear what the court's inclination is.
Given this included the use of a firearm, I'd certainly like to hear from you.
Sure. Well, one thing that I'd like to point out right out of the gate is that Mr. Corrales turned himself in today. We spoke with law enforcement last week, and they instructed us that he should turn himself in. We arranged to do that today. He in fact showed up early to do that on the date and earlier than the time that we agreed upon. He's been married for more than 20 years, has stable housing here in Tucson, has lived here in Tucson for, I believe, 16 plus years, owns his own home. He is the regional manager for Breakmasters, which involves managing stores in all throughout Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, El Paso, the Texas area around El Paso, and is employed full-time in that capacity. He has 2 kids, one of whom is in Phoenix attending college. His daughter is in high school. He is the primary, not the sole breadwinner, but the primary breadwinner for the family. And in addition to that, he provides care for his elderly mother who lives in Nogales. So he's often back and forth to Nogales to help her. And on top of all of that, there are a host of justification defenses that apply to the present situation. So under all of those circumstances, I would ask for, as I say, release on own recognizance or pretrial services at most.
Mr. Poston, anything further?
Your Honor, I'm not aware of any justification for pistol whipping somebody.
Well, the justification defenses are self-defense, defense of his wife, who called him to help her and get her home from the situation. Additionally, crime prevention, the carjacking justification defenses. There are a litany of them, and we will be providing investigative materials to the state and a Trebus letter if it gets to the point of a grand jury presentation.
Putting a gun at someone's face when they're running away and on the ground, it's a little different, but preliminary hearing date's gonna be March the 5th at 1:30. You'll be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services.
Thank you.
No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. If you have any other firearms, they need to be surrendered to law enforcement tomorrow. You're not to have any contact with Mr. Martinez. Standard condition of release applies. That is, you do not leave the state of Arizona without the permission of the court. Do you understand that?
May I be heard on that, Your Honor?
You'll have to apply in Superior Court or Justice Court. I'm not going to permit that at this time.
Okay.
All right. You also need to participate in the mental health and substance abuse screening under direction of pretrial services. My understanding is you declined it there at the jail. You need to do that under their supervision. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Corrales.
See you outside. Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Felix.
I don't care what. What you do? 21. You have okay, call. Better.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shea, and you are?
Liana Felix.
Yes, Felix. Interim complaint charging with possession of dangerous drug for sale, possession of narcotic drug for sale, and possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
No, Judge.
Your Honor, we would ask that you release her to pretrial services supervision. She is only 19 years old. She has no prior felony arrests of any kind. These are nonviolent drug offenses. I understand that she does have some city court warrants and justice court warrants. However, those are also for, they appear to be just for paraphernalia and shoplifting. There's no domestic violence or any allegations of violence in those cases either. Given that, I would ask that you release her to pretrial services supervision.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be February the 24th at 1:30. Bond will be $2,500. If you post the bond, you'll be distributed pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You have no contact with any potential co-defendants except for legal counsel. You need to participate in substance abuse treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
We also have warrant out of Pima County Justice Court. Charges from January 20th of last year for shoplifting and possession of paraphernalia. Warrant on these was issued on January the 7th. Looks like you were in custody in December, probably on those charges, and you didn't appear. You previously had not appeared. I'll reduce the bond on this warrant to $100. Next court date will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. John Ellis is appointed to represent you. You're not to go back to the incident location. And again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Then we have warrants out of Tucson City Court. Charges from September 14th, 2024 for possession of paraphernalia, possession of prescription-only drug, failing to appear on September the 25th. You were then in custody, as previously noted, on December the 7th. Given a court date of December the 19th and didn't appear on that date. We also have charges for possession of paraphernalia from September 20th of 2023. It's like you were in diversion on these matters. Allegations that you didn't comply with the diversion. Then warrant issued. Hope reached out to the court indicating that you were engaged in treatment at that point. This was in April, a year ago. And Judge Blue then set you up in community court in May. And you appeared. Signed up for community court diversion. You were ill on May 17th. Which contacted someone, so they continued that to June the 7th. You didn't appear, they sent an order to show cause in June, and you didn't appear. And then again, you didn't appear in December.
Rodriguez. Daniela. Hello? Hey.
At this time, I'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges because of the other holds.
Yeah, but then she knows that she is. No, we don't take precedence, yes, so should have, do it online.
I will release you on these charges. Your court date is March 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning. That will be a non-transport review if you're still in custody. You need to comply with your treatment. And again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that? Thank you, Ms. Beavis.
Garrison.
Yeah.
You can see what I'm doing on this screen. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are,
I am Chelsea Garrison. Good evening.
Ms. Garrison. I have heard in a complaint charging with secondary burglary and trafficking in stolen property. Alleged to occurred on or about the 3rd of February.
Yeah, I was in the mental work.
Will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
No, Judge.
Your Honor, we would ask that you release Ms. Garrison to pretrial services supervision. These are nonviolent property offenses. Given that, we would ask that you give her an opportunity on release.
Please,
You
I've
You
been,
understand that she has a warrant out of Maricopa County for probation violation.
it's for this other charge for last month. I just went to court for it today. I have a new job. I'm almost off probation next month is the year. I've done my 100 hours of community service. I've done 18 weeks of substance abuse classes. I've been sober a year and 2 months. My mom is a drunk and so is my sister. And I've been homeless ever since. They threw me out.
I have a warrant issued yesterday out of Maricopa County.
Yeah, that's for probation violation. My probation officer, Albert Pena, says I've been doing everything that I need to be doing. I've contacted him. And I'm on probation with Maricopa and Yavapai, but Pima County is supervising me. He said I contact my probation officer every single day and let him know what's going on. He said that he can't do anything about it. He said I'm doing everything that I need to be doing.
Apparently, Maricopa County Court doesn't.
It's my mom. My mom keeps calling Maricopa County because she's just making up these lies. I wasn't even in town. I got married in Vegas on February 1st, so there's no way I could have broken into her house on February 3rd. It's all lies. It's all false charges. That's why the cops have been pulled over many of times and nothing's happened. I haven't had a warrant.
Anything further from the state?
No, Your Honor.
You'll be in a decision of pretrial services if you post the bond. No alcohol or any pawn shops.
Okay. So I'm gonna do this. I have the 2,500, 10% of that.
You could do 20% of that if you work with the bond company.
But then we have the warrant out of Maricopa County. And they didn't issue it as a no bond warrant, which surprises me, but so we'll give them their $1,000 bond. Set a review hearing for March the 13th at 9 a.m.
So does that mean I have to stay in here until March?
So you could pay $3,500 and get out, or you could have
Well, 2 separate bonds. So if you're out of custody, you need to contact Maricopa County Probation Department immediately. Maricopa County Superior Court to address that issue. Do you understand that?
Cause I can
I'm sorry, you're muted.
get that squashed because my probation officer said he didn't violate me. Maricopa did because I got these new charges last month, but he didn't violate me. So I can get that squashed off of here somehow because I didn't do
I
anything.
can't do anything
but-
about it.
I know you can.
County has.
I don't know. I've never been stuck in jail before. I've always been released on my own recognizance. Pretrial services called my husband and said that they were going to release me to him. So I don't understand why I'm stuck here.
Well, that might have been on a misdemeanor, but. All right, thank
Well,
you.
everybody else is getting released.
You go.
Sit down there. But
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
George Martinez.
Mr. Martinez. Any complaint charging you with shoplifting alleged to have occurred on the 11th of October? Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and either counsel wish to be heard on conditions.
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we would ask that you release him to pretrial services supervision. They did score him as a 1. He does not have an NVCA flag. He's a 1 on the NCA scale, a 1 on the FDA scale. I think according to the pretrial services workup, he has no prior arrests or convictions of any kind, thus no prior failures to appear. Pretrial services was able to speak with his mother, who did confirm housing and did confirm that he is employed full-time. We would also ask the court consider the inherent nature of the offense is the non-violent property offense against an alleged corporate victim. Given that, we would ask to give him an opportunity on pretrial services release.
Preliminary hearing dates March the 5th at 1:30. You will be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment under their supervision. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No contact with any potential co-defendant except for legal counsel, and you don't go back to that incident location. Do you understand that?
Stop.
And I'd suggest you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
thank you. Let's go sit down there with me, right?
Good evening, I'm Judge Fade, and you are
Francie Nunez.
Ms. Nunez. I have a warrant here out of Maricopa County Superior Court charging you with possession of dangerous drugs. Looks like this is alleged occurred don't have that information, but
April of 2024.
thank you. April of 2024, it appears that you were arrested and were in Pima County Jail on June 14th of 2024, so 8 months ago. You were released to pretrial services and did not contact Maricopa County. So another warrant issued. $100. If you post the bond, you'll be in a pretrial services. We'll set a review hearing for March 13th at 9 a.m. to see if just in case Maricopa County has not come to pick you up, but no alcohol or illegal drugs. Right. Thank you, Ms. Nunez. Out of county warrants, we do not appoint counsel.
Well,
We do. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Well,
Let me switch files then. Well, I have a warrant here out of Cochise County, Sierra Vista. Charges include shoplifting and possession of paraphernalia. Given that the allegation is that you failed to appear in Sierra Vista after, or in Cochise County after being released on bond, you're going to try a bond again, $2,500 this time. If you post the bond, you need to immediately contact Cochise County. You will also be under the supervision of pretrial services, and you need to stay in touch with them.
Okay.
Right, thank you, Ms. Wells. In custody review will be March the 13th.
Of what?
Yes. You can see right there.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Morning. Judge.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shayad, and you are?
Colleen Marie Riley.
Ms. Riley, I have a warrant here. Charges of impersonating an officer alleged to have occurred on December the 27th.
August 27th? In a park? There's no warrant for that. I did my community service and I paid the fines.
No, this
It's
is
160.
February 27th.
February 27th. When was that? Warrant for what?
You were released to pretrial services. And
Yeah, that was paid. That was all paid.
Pretrial services says you never contacted them and you didn't make your court date.
I paid my fines and I did my community service and it's all documented.
Well, that wouldn't be for this case. That must have been for something else.
Is it for Green Valley?
No.
Because the people that picked me up for in Virginia Cup, I just asked the guy, where was your plates? Because he was on me over there where I'm in. And I you can tell me.
No, this is the
I-
allegation is that you were impersonating a police officer.
Yeah, I took my cuffs and I was.
So don't make any.
Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date of February 20th at 1:30, and did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Okay.
And I would ask that you give her an opportunity on pretrial services release. I understand she was previously released to pretrial. However, her only other felony arrest was in 2003. That was also for a nonviolent offense. Given that, I would ask that you give her one more opportunity on pretrial services release.
Anything further from the state?
State submits on the written record.
And Ms. Riley, are you currently connected with a treatment agency?
Palo Verde Mental Health from CRC, and they got me on cop talk for 10 days. That's it. They didn't find nothing wrong with me because I'm, I ain't got no problem, mental problems, and I forgave my dangers and everything, and it was, I'm all good. They kept, I got 10 days in a physical rehabilitation for, and I'm eating cop drops. And they can't find nothing on me. No tech, no nothing. I got this good. So, I'm doing my job, and, you're about to.
Given that you didn't contact pretrial services before, I'm not inclined to release you to
You're not
pretrial
going-
services. I'll set a bond of
Mhm.
$500. If you post the bond, then you'll be under pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Yeah, I'm on probation right now, and I got $164 that was paid a long time ago.
I need
For-
you
for-
need to comply with your behavioral health and substance abuse
Yeah.
assessment.
Check it all. I did it all. Check it all, guys. Paul Verde. I said, tell her.
And then I have new charges from today.
Oh, what? Oh, by assaulting someone that got guns on me and a circle K kicked me out. Okay, that's all.
On this matter,
You know who's coming in right now? You're out of here.
thank you, Ms. Riley.
Yeah, I know, okay. Yeah,
I think that was the last hearing. though.
I don't have anything else here.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. We're stressed out. Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from? I'd make a candle out of it if I ever found it. Try to sell it, never sell out of it. I probably only sell one. Maybe to my brother, cause we have the same nose, same clothes, homegrown, a stone's throw from a creek we used to roam. But it would remind us of when nothing really mattered. Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. We used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed